Hi everyone, this is Heather Lottenden from the Flourish Academy. This is episode 536, and today I wanted to teach you the fastest way to learn posing. This has come up recently because last evening, we had the family posing workshop. Last week we had the bride and groom posing workshop, and I really want to help people feel more confident in their posing. But if you are like me or anyone else, you see these poses, you get to a session, you have a family or a senior in front of you, and you draw a blank. You can't think of what you should be doing, or maybe the kids are crazy. You're trying to make sure your settings are correct, and there's just so much to remember that you have a hard time thinking about the position of their arms or how you wanted to set them up. So I wanted to share with you how I learned posing. So like in the bride and groom workshop, we work with these 8 foundational poses and then we build on them. And the reason is there's no way you are going to be able to memorize a set of poses, 10, 20 poses. You would never be able to remember that. Maybe a few of the basic ones. But over the years, I wanted to add more poses to my repertoire, mainly for weddings. I primarily shoot weddings and portraits, and every week before I would shoot a wedding, I would look at my past photos, and there obviously you get into a routine and a flow with the poses that you use all the time. But when I wanted to learn a new pose, and again, build that repertoire, what I would do is I would find a pose that inspired me on the interwebs. I would then take my camera and take a photo of that pose on my computer screen. And then I would head off to the wedding. And I did that for every single wedding for 10 years. I would have a new pose. So I had my series of poses I used, but every week I would try a new pose. I put it on the back of my camera. That way, when I'm with the bride and groom, all I have to do is hit play and there's the photo. I look at it and then I can set them up. I would test these poses out, and if I liked them, I would implement them into my routine. And if I didn't, guess what? I just wouldn't use them again. Maybe they didn't work out. So as part of the bride and groom posing workshop, I said, you guys, you have all these foundational poses. Before you go to your next wedding, just take a photo of each one with your camera. So there's 8 of them. And then they just branch out from there because we add variety with different ways we pose the veil and the arms and the hands, etc., and rotate and turn them, what angles we shoot, etc., because anything can become almost unlimited in terms of the variety if you just have the foundational pose. So it's not that I wouldn't recommend that, you're starting out and you take 30 pictures on your computer, on your camera, and you do that a session, just a handful, and you add them in every single time. I was talking with a friend of mine about this morning. She's an established professional photographer. She knows what she's doing, but she said, I wanted to try your trick and implement a new pose, so I did it this weekend with a senior, and it was fantastic. Thank you. She's heard me say this several times, but she just implemented it. So if you are hearing me, well, that's fantastic, but I want you to actually try it. So if you put me in front of a bridal party of like 18, 20 people, I could knock it out of the park. I have like 2 minutes, boom, 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 make it happen. You give me a family of 4 in a field and I'm like, paralyzed. Like, I don't know what to do. So if I were going to shoot a family of 4 and I'm heading into a location that I know is going to have an open field, then I'm going to jump over to Google or maybe Pinterest and type in family in field, and a whole bunch of photos are going to come up, and I'll take a picture of one or a few of the poses that I like, and I will try to implement those. This is meant to be for inspiration. I'm not suggesting you copy it exactly as it is, but nobody invented poses. They've been around for a long time. There's just different variations on them. But the fastest way to learn it is to add a few poses to your sessions every single time you shoot. And you can do that by, again, bringing it up on your computer, taking a photo with your camera, then whilst at your session, you just hit play. Now, I have seen photographers do this on their phones. They'll go, maybe they have a Pinterest board and they'll scroll through the photos. They have them all there, but it looks like you are distracted or maybe a little bit unprofessional. It looks like you're texting someone when you're actually looking up the poses. Why not have them on your camera so that you don't have to have your phone on you or you don't have to be looking at it? I know there are a couple of wedding photographers that I really respect and look up to that have posing cards, which are fantastic, but I don't know that I would take those with me at a wedding or pull them out. I think what I would do is take a photo with my camera and then I would have them on the back. Could you please let me know if you found this helpful, if you already do this or you plan to implement? I'll see you in the next video.